Alright, we're back. I have subbed Hashel in for this next fight because we're going to be fighting the Thunder Dragoon this time. Dart has exactly the same setup as before, Soul Eater, Therapy Ring, Night Helm. Al has basically the same setup, except I moved my Bandit's shoes from Kongal to Al, and I probably should have done that in the last fight because of Al's low speed. And another thing that I forgot to mention, and this will make a lot more sense, is since some of these fights can be long, I've decided to kind of treat this as one episode, but kind of not. All four of the Dragoon Tower boss fights are going to have their own videos. Actually, you know what? I think I screwed up. I forgot one small detail with Hashel. I'm gonna have to put him back on the brass knuckle because I don't want to be using Thunder Elemental attacks on the boss, because he too is Thunder Elemental. As far as the rest of Hashel's equipment, I've given him a Night Shield. The thing about these fights is they're not really... There's no real strategy to them, because all four of these guys, all they really do is just hit very hard. It's pretty much just bring in the guys that have the best defenses against what the Dragoon does, and just go with it. In this case, this enemy has very high physical attack and decent magic attacks. Okay, let's go. This one too, huh? And this is Kanzas. I believe this was the first Dragoon mentioned by name during the Dragon Campaign cutscene, where we first saw Shirley. I believe it's the only time we ever saw Shirley as the White Silver Dragoon. One thing I really do like about the relationship between the old Dragoons and the new Dragoons is they use the same weapons. Yeah, Kanzas was a pretty bloodthirsty Dragoon, it appears. I want to say that Kanzas is the toughest of the four Dragoons, even though he has the least HP. Oh no, he doesn't have the least HP. He's actually got the second most, but it doesn't seem like it because the three Dragoons, other than Belzak, have what is it? They actually have about the same amount of HP. Now, for this fight, there's a couple of caveats to him. Because... What am I getting at? Because Kanzas is so fast, and this group doesn't have the highest of magic stats, you're probably going to want to have Dart use the Psych Bomb after you get him buffed up. And, yeah. The one thing that does concern me a bit is this setup gives me no healing fogs. And I believe Kanzas has exclusively single targeting attacks. Well, you'll get to see Hashel's Dragoon magic in this fight, because this is what... Like, Kanzas and Hashel obviously use the same Dragoon magic. I prefer him to use his magic because it does less damage than a Dragoon edition. Perfect. This guy is definitely going to take longer than Vellweb to kill. Get that power down going too. Probably should have used that second, but whatever. Al should do good damage too. Not if you perform his additions like that. Yeah, you never get to see Kanzas use the Thunder Kid magic, but this shouldn't do a lot of damage. For a magic attack on Al, that's not bad. Unfortunately, Kanzas is extremely fast, just as fast as Maru, and he can get multiple turns in a row. I think I wait another turn on the Healing Breeze. Unfortunately, him getting 2 turns in a row, I think, wore his power down off. So that might be annoying. Well, it's still going. I better attack him then. One thing I don't understand is why Kanzas has more HP than Vellweb when Al has a lot more HP than Hashel. I believe Hashel has the lowest HP of all the male characters. Yeah, I have to use a Healing Breeze now. Don't worry, guys, I shouldn't have to use any on the next fight. Come on, can I get Dart's turn, please? Another thing I like about Dart's Blazing Dynamo is the amount of SP it gives, because some of the final editions don't really give that much SP. One thing I never really noticed is if there's a difference between Kanzas's and Hashel's. Oh great, Violet Dragon. You'll get to see another one. Yeah, all of his Dragoon magic is single targeting, and it looks like it's going to hit Dart. Ow! Well, that's a problem. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have Dart block for a while. Now, one thing you may notice that I'm not doing during this fight is using Rose Storm. If you're going to use Rose Storm, this is probably the fight to do it in, but there's another fight with a Dragoon that could be considered harder with the party that I'm going to be fighting it with. At this point, I just want to get Dart back on his feet. And I would also like to get through this series of fights without using any healing rains. Okay, cool. He's targeting Hatchel. This is a free turn, essentially, because this isn't going to do anything. Oh, wait, no. No, he doesn't have his Dragoon armor. This is still not going to do a lot of damage to him. Being that he's Thunder Elemental. Yeah, it's Maru, Dart, Rose, and Al that... Wow, that did a lot of damage to him. Please don't target Hatchel again. If anything, target... Thank you. That gives me an excuse to use a Healing Breeze and get Dart back on the offensive, because he does the most damage out of this group. Oh, wow, Hatchel just barely survived that. The damage difference isn't that big, but it's big enough. Back in the red again? Wow. Maybe I really should have had Al Rose Storm. No, this is going to kill him, I think. Or it can just miss. Now this better get there. There we go. Well, that was a little closer than I thought it would. What the heck was that death animation? Was he having a seizure or something? Anyway, 300 gold, 6,000 experience, and the Violet Stone. Now the experience for beating the Dragoons is pretty good. It's 24,000. Which... that's no small chunk of change. That's essentially 2 storyline bosses at this point in the game. Alright, 2 down, 2 to go. That's a... oh, you got another reason. Well, you found it now. Oh, that's 2 Dragoons that have gone to heaven. 2 to go. Alright, who's next on my list? Should be up here. Well, the 3rd Dragoon fight is coming up, so I am going to take a moment to rearrange my party.